Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ace Trader Josh here, bringing you another live Wi-Fi battle, and this time it's going to be for the UCL league that I'm currently in. And today was over. It was against Falcon07, well, something like that on Pokeamino. And yeah, this was the week 1 battle, and I was pretty hyped about this. I had my team prepared about a couple days before the battle, so I was able to prepare and see what he would bring. And let me just go over my draft, before this. I drafted a lot of ground types, and I drafted a Sandrush Excadrill with support from Hippowdon with a wall core of Jellicent and other ground types. But yeah, basically I have ground types with pretty good Wish Passers and offensive presence. That was basically my concept, and we're going to see how it works here. My team that I'm bringing today is Jellicent, Excadrill, Mamo Swine, Hippowdon, Gardevoir, and Umbreon. And the Pokemon that he brought was Donphan, which I assumed was his rocker because it was his only Pokemon that could actually learn Stealth Rocks on his team. Unless Doublade gets Stealth Rock, I might be wrong. And then he has Doublade, Haxorus, Pyroar, Gastrodon, and Megalopony. So looking at his team, I definitely see he doesn't have much of a check to deal with the little core of Umbreon, Jellicent, and Hippowdon. Unless he gets me with a couple of toxics with his Gastrodon, which could definitely be a problem. But I am carrying Heal Bell on my Umbreon. But as a result, I couldn't really carry Protect on the set. And that actually kind of comes to bite me in the butt. But without further ado, we'll try to get into the battle right now. Okay. And here we go. Okay, let's get this battle started. Okay, Jay's issuing a challenge, and right off the bat, I'm going to lead off with my Jellicent, named after my boy Rockin' Pancake, or otherwise known as Matthew. And he's going to lead off with his Caroline or Megalopony in this case. I already have my dedicated answer to Megalopony with Hippowdon. And I did the calcs. Ice Punch doesn't 2-hit KO me, and neither does High Jump Kick. If he's adamant, then that could be kind of a problem. But anyways, he's going to Mega Evolve right off the bat. He's going to Mega Evolve into his Megalopony. And he's just going to hit me with the Fake Out just to get the speed boost. And this really does negligible damage. It really does 30 HP. That's like 15%. And anyways, I'm going to get my HP back and go up to 200. I'm going to go up to 198. This is my perfect opportunity to go for Stealth Rock, see if he has Ice Punch or High Jump Kick. He switches out. He's going to go into his Gastrodon here, which I can't really do much to. He can hit me for Scald. I'm going to go for Stealth Rock, and he could click Toxic here. That could be a problem. But I'm going to go out into my Jellicent here and see if he's carrying Toxic to hit it. I am going to switch. I am going to go straight into my Jellicent. I'm going to see if he can click Scald or Power Toxic. He is going to indeed click Toxic, so that's going to be a problem. And yeah, I'm going to be poisoned. And at this point, I just want to taunt it, just in case he wants to do anything funny. I don't know what else this thing could really do, but it's just good to have it taunted. That way I can get another clean switch into possibly Umbreon to get rid of the status on the next switch. So I do indeed just click Taunt, and I taunt the Gastrodon, and he's actually going to go for Earth Power. And as you can see from this damage, I thought he was offensive. But later on, we're going to find out what the situation was. That does a lot. That does 40. It does up 35 to 40%. So at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I can't click Skull considering he might be Storm Drain. So and at this point I just want to get rid of the status because this thing could be a really good Pokemon against his entire team. It stops Doublade because I have Taunt, and Shadowsea doesn't do too much. So I'm going to go into my Umbreon, and he is just going to click Earth Power again. And I have 56 special defense EVs, and I have 56, and I'm calm, and it still does a lot of damage considering the case. So I'm really thinking this thing is offensive. At least somewhat offensive. So he's going to switch. He goes into his Hector, which I'm pretty surprised about because I do just indeed click the Foul Play. No, I click Heal Bell here. I click Heal Bell so I can get rid of the status on my Jellicent because that's a priority at this point. Because that Jellicent can really do a lot of work against his team, considering I could just taunt Gastrodon and click Shadow Ball against it. Anyways, I am going to just click Foul Play because according to my calc, it could 2-hit KO after Rocks because it does 45 to 54%. And it indeed does. He clicks Sacred Sword. It does really negligible damage because I really am defensively invested and it does like 40%. And he is gonna go for Shadow Sneak just to get some more chip damage, but it really doesn't do anything. But at this point, my Umbreon is getting worn down, and I don't have the combination of Protect and Wish, so I really have to be worried about like his potential threats, because this thing could really this thing really supports my team at this point. So I am just gonna get my Recover. I'm gonna get my Leftovers. He's gonna switch into his Mega Lopunny right now, and at this point, I need to see if he has Ice Punch to hit my Hippowdon. Otherwise, Hippowdon literally just walls it to the moon and back. So that is just indeed what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna use my Hippowdon. I'm gonna bring in my Hippowdon and see what he goes for. I think he indeed just goes for the Retaliate actually, and Retaliate. It does like 45%. It doesn't even 2-hit KO this thing, and that's just absolutely crazy. Mega Lopunny it's absolutely strong, but Hippowdon is just making it look like an absolute worthless piece of crap. Anyways, Hippowdon's Mega Lopunny's got to switch because I'm really sure he doesn't have Ice Punch at this point. I clicked Recover just in case he did click Ice Punch, because it would have put me down to like 20%. So I had to click Slack Off, and he does indeed just switch right into Gastrodon. And at this point, I do have Energy Ball on my Mega Gardevoir, and I know he's not going to click Scald because I do have a Jellicent in the back. He might click Toxic, so I go into my Aria of the Night, and if you get the reference, I love you. I am going to go into my Aria of the Night, and I'm going to Trace, and I actually find out he's Sand Force. So I realized I can click Scald against this thing. And I actually found out he knew I was going to bring Sandstream Hippowdon to support my Excadrill, so he wanted to get the boost in special attack, since it does boost it by 1.3%. So I found that really interesting, so now I learned I can click Scald against it, so that means Jellicent beats a 1v1, unless he Toxics me, but I have Taunt, so that most likely will never be the case. So I want to try to keep my Jellicent healthy. So as a result, I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I want to click Substitute, because I know he won't stay in. He knows I probably have Energy Ball, or he goes into, at least go into a Resist, but I don't know. I do click Substitute, and I did not think one bit that he's going to click I forgot. I didn't think for one bit he was going to click Hyper Voice and just kill me. But that's indeed what he's going to do. He is going to outspeed me, and he just kills me. I'm max HP. I figured I might live, but no, it just kills me. So his biggest threat to his entire team is just gone. So now I really got to think, what do I go into at this point? I go into my Hippowdon, which isn't specially invested by any means, but I just want to see if I can kill this thing with Earthquake. He's going to switch out into his Gastrodon. And I didn't actually calc if this was defensively invested, because I was really just like, I was really worried about this thing, because that was the only thing in my entire team that had a grass move. And not to mention, I don't see an item on this thing. It might be Rindleberry, which is absolutely useless at this point because I don't have a grass move. I click Earthquake. It does a good amount. I'm gonna go into my Umbreon, and he's just gonna click Recover because he wants to stay at a healthy amount of HP, I'm guessing. And my Hippo might potentially have speed, so he wanted to make sure he was healthy. But I was never staying in any world. So yeah, I'm gonna go to my Umbreon, and I believe I clicked the Foul Play here. I'm not sure what I do. I think I clicked Foul Play. No, I click Wish because I want to see if I can get a good amount of HP again, or at least pass it to my Jellicent. That was the plan. He goes for Earth Power, and he's in the sand. He's Sand Force, so he does a lot. That's like almost a 2-hit KO. And at this point, I really was contemplating, do I even live another Earth Power at this point? Because I really need this thing around. So I actually just switch out, and I was really scared if I can even keep it healthy. I'm going to go into Matt's Uncle, the Jellicent, because I know this thing beats a 1v1. He's not clicking Toxic here because it's synchronized. And he wants this thing alive because I think he realizes at this point that it does a lot to my team, considering I don't have a Grass type or any Grass moves at this point. And I'm going to go to Matt's Uncle, and I'm going to get my health back. And now I know this thing is Sand Force, so I can click Skull. He doesn't have an immunity. So I'm going to click I'm going to click Taunt just in case he tries to click Toxic against me. He doesn't click Toxic, he goes straight for the Earth Power. I guess reading that I was going to click Taunt or just going for raw damage. Either way, it was the best play possible. Sand is going to subside, and I'm not sure if I actually just click. No, I don't click it here because I made sure. No, I do click Recover. And I'm going to go out to like 184. Yeah, 184. And he's going to click Earth Power. And you can see that without the power of the sand, Earth Power really doesn't do much anymore. It does like 40%. No, it does like 25%. I think it does about 25%, give or take. So now I click Skull. I want to see if I can get a burn. And I do indeed get a burn, first turn burn. So I'm like, okay, that's good. I can actually potentially try to wear this thing down in the long run. He's going to click Earth Power. It doesn't do a lot. And at this point, I believe I just click Recover. Or do I click Scald again? I think I click Scald again here. I'm not 100% sure. And his taunt wears off. No, I click taunt here again, just in case he tries to toxic me. But he's actually going to go into his Dawn fan here. And I thought this was a good play on my part because I am carrying Sash Mamo in the back for potential Dragon Dancing Haxorus. So I taunted thinking, okay, good, he can't set up rocks against me. So I'm trying to think, he might click knockoff, and knockoff does like 50 to 60% since I'm max defense. So I want him to recover up, that way knockoff doesn't do... That way I can still be at a healthy amount of HP. He doesn't declick the knockoff. I'm not Cobra, obviously. I'm leftovers. It does like 60% according to the calc. And he was offensive, obviously. Offensive calc was correct. So I am clicking recover again. My opponent's smart, and he knows knockoff won't do as much since I don't have an item. So he goes for Earthquake. So that's a pretty smart play in this part. And now I just want to click Scald here. And I know he's... And from this damage... I know he's not going to click Stuff Rock. I don't bother clicking Taunt. I can tell from this damage that he is definitely Assault Vest. So I know he's Assault Vest Dawn Fence, so that means he doesn't have a rock on his team. And now look at the damage. I think Scald can kill. I click Scald. It doesn't kill. I hope for a burn, and I don't get a burn either. So that's a problem. So now my Jellicent, which I could have easily just clicked Recover on, is now dead. So now I really don't have much of a answer to Gastrodon. And I'm just going to go into my Umbreon, and I'm going to click Foul Play. I'm going to get Leftovers Recovery here, which is really important because I really need it. So his Dawn Fan goes down. Okay, I'm going to get my recovery up here, but I'm not sure. I really want to try to get a Wish up and for my Umbreon. But here he goes. Okay, he's going to go to his Gastrodon, and I click Wish here, hoping that he maybe goes for Recover, maybe thinking I'll click Foul Play, because Foul Play, I believe, after Burn does to it KO. And he does indeed click Recover. So now that means my Umbreon will indeed live and get a Wish up. And that was a huge misplay in this part because I was not clicking Foul Play. So I do get the Wish up, and I calc, and no matter what, I live any hit without the sand. He's actually going to switch, and I do click Foul Play here for damage. He's going to go into his Mega Lopunny. And since this thing is obviously, probably Jolly offensive, I am going to click the Foul Play, and it's going to do a lot. I think it does around 40%. Yes, it does do, 40%. It does about 40%, give or take. And I am going to get my HP up. And at this point, I am going to just switch into my Hippowdon, but my opponent makes he makes an excellent double. He goes into his Gastrodon, and I can't stay on it because he probably has Scald. I don't have a Scald immunity anymore, so I cannot stay in with my Hippowdon. So yeah, my opponent really is putting the pressure on me with this Gastrodon because I really I can't do anything to it. And I can't even potentially Toxic it with my Synchronized Umbreon because of the burn. So, I'm really running out of options. Like, unless I live a Skull with my Mamoswine and 2 Earthquakes kill it, then I might potentially win. But right now, I'm in a really bad spot. Like, my play with I really played my Jellicent and my Gardevoir are really bad. And at this point, I'm paying the price. You click Skull on my Umbreon, doesn't do a lot. Doesn't get the burn. Thank goodness, because it avoids me from having to click Heal Bell for a turn. Because burn damage can whittle me down pretty easily. It whittles down my foul plays. So yeah, that's really good. So his Gastrodon is gonna. I click the Foul Play. I want to see how much this does. And after burn, it would actually kill, I believe, but he just clicked the Recover, so it's not like it really matters. So these are really crucial steps because I gotta predict when this Gastrodon's gonna switch. And if I can pull on the switch, I can get really good initiative. And at this point, initiative is what I need to win the game. So I'm trying to think when he would possibly switch. And at this point, I'm just going to try to play this game with him of Stall. I'm going to click Wish here, and I believe he clicks Toxic on this turn. Will he click Toxic? Yeah, he does indeed click the Toxic, and at this point, he realizes that Synchronize will not affect him, and he can try to start PP stalling my Heal Bells, because I only have 5. I didn't use a PP Max. So that could potentially be a problem in the long run. My Umbreon is now Toxic. And now, I go for Wish here. I believe I go for Wish here. We'll find out. I think I clicked Wish. Or is it the turn I clicked Baton Pass? We'll find out. No, yeah. He switches out here because I'm thinking, okay, he has me Toxic stalled, and I think he's going to switch. He goes into his Haxorus, and I click Baton Pass here. And this is a really crucial play because this gives me the initiative I needed. And I have a Sash Mamo in the back. So if he tries like clicking Outrage, I automatically live if he's Life Orbed. I don't know if he's Life Orbed or if he's Yachi Berry or if he's Focus Sash, if it doesn't matter if he is or not anymore. And He switches out because he needs his sting, I'm guessing, and he's gonna sack Caroline because it just doesn't do much with my Hippowdon around. So I am just gonna click the Icicle Spear because just in case he brought the Yachi Berry, I can break the Yachi Berry and still hit him with some Icicle Spears. That way, Ice Shard plus the combination of Icicle Spear does kill. That was my plan. And if I get 3 hits, Icicle Spear can actually kill with the combination of Ice Shard. Now, anyways, he goes into his Pyroar. And I didn't see Life Orb damage before, so I wasn't sure if he was Specs or Scarf. He clicks Fire Blast, and I'm going to find out if he's Specs or Scarf here. And it doesn't even bring me down to my Sash, so I realize, okay, he's Scarf, with probably Timid Nature. So I do click the Earthquake, and it is just going to kill the Pyroar. So at this point, he's down to 2 Pokemon? No, he's down to his Gastrodon and his Haxorus. So at this point, he's trying to keep this thing healthy for my Excadrill in the back so he doesn't lose to it. So I'm just going to click EQ. This thing has already done its job. I can handle Haxorus if it stays alive. But here's the thing. He clicks Recover on my EQ. And he's going to get his HP back, but he doesn't have leftovers. And at this point, it looks like EQ can actually kill. So I do click the EQ. And I'm praying this kills. And if it doesn't kill, it's fine because I have an extra drone in the back. But it kills. It kills. Mammals fine. It's just pulling through. It kills the Gastrodon and it kills the Megalopony. He goes into his Haxorus. And I know it's just going to kill me. He wouldn't step a Dragon Dance. And if he does, I still win. I'm going to find out if he's Yachi Berry or not. I click the Ice Shard. And it doesn't kill according to my calcs, but I actually finish off this game with a crit. And the Haxorus goes down, and Mamoswine finishes off the game with 3 kills, and I win the match. Excellent game to Falcon. GG, man. I really didn't have much for the Gastrodon. I really under-prepped for it because I thought Mega Gardevoir with the combination of Jellicent would handle it, but once those 2 Pokemon went down, I really had trouble. But the rest of your team was pretty expendable. Pyro could have potentially, beat me because it was Choice Scarf to handle my Sandforce Excadrill, which is good prepping on your part. But it was a good game nonetheless, man. But yeah, that was week 1, and I hope you guys enjoy. It was a really, really intense match, and we had a couple of DCs, but I reset my DS, and the DCs didn't happen after that. So it was a really good match, and the team really gave off a definition of having a really good presence, and the fact that my Umbreon was able to get a wish without having to protect was really, really important. That was probably one of the most important plays of the game next to the baton pass when he switched out. That was really important because I did predict that because I didn't think he would stay in. But yeah, good game nonetheless. But thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. See you guys.